All right. I managed to go live literally just in time. There we go. Cool. Hi, everyone. All right. All posts have been made. Everything's been handled. All right. Cool. Hi, everyone. How's my WrestleLuigi video doing? It's not popping off just yet, but sometimes it takes a little while for these things to pick up in the old algorithm. So we'll see if this one does or not. WrestleLuigi looks like it's about to hit 100 subs, which is pretty cool now that I'm being more consistent with it. Wait, this week is full gear, normal time because I got something else on Saturday too. Yeah, everything's normal time. There's no special times or anything this week. 11 a.m. Eastern time for everything. Made a milkshake for myself before stream started. Excuse me. Oh boy, here's Ethan Page. Ego. Ego. Why am I not called up? Miles can't hear you. Chance is diabolical. Alright, the first new LS11 Universe shirt in years just dropped. But yeah, down there in the description where we got our all of our links, the new shirt has officially dropped. Oba versus Gunther. Can't wait since Oba challenged Gunther. Yeah, I saw that. It's been fine. It's been a weird day. That's all.
This Xfinity Wi-Fi is
Yeah, I guess I've seen bits and pieces of it. I'm gonna do the website update today, but
Liberty Mutual is all she talks about since we saved hundreds by bundling our home and auto insurance.
Hey kid, it's pronounced Liberty. Liberty. Now she's mocking me. Very mature.
Hey, that's an nephew too.
Hey, I'm not the one acting like a total baby.
He's two.
Only pay for what you need. Liberty. That tangy taste explosion with a fruity kick is perfect for adding flavor to your. What's your way to taking it?
But yeah, to go ahead and give you guys a quick look at it, if it's live at least. Let me see if it is.
You think they can swim? Well, the pirates.
You're seeing Skechers' famous glide step footwear everywhere. And now that famous design is available in hands-free Skechers slip-ins. Get the comfort and style of glide step now with the convenience of slip-ins, with no bending down to touch your skin. That's Skechers slip-ins. My skin, she gets thirsty. And Venus, get fit. So when I shave, is the new Venus Moisture Glide. It's got 5 blades and bars with a touch of argan oil that lock in moisture. Feel the power of smooth. My skin, my way. Venus. We asked people who said they've had Domino's stuffed crust pizza before to compare it to our new stuffed crust.
This is exactly how
Now the box to your left, that's the Domino's stuffed crust you said you've had before.
Okay, dude, what's going on?
Domino's has never made a stuffed crust pizza before.
Are you serious?
It's Domino's first ever stuffed crust. Stuffed with melty cheese and topped with garlic seasoning and Parmesan.
Love that food.
I'm taking one more if that's okay. Try it for the first time tonight. I made the decision to come here and give you paradise.
Plus, land next to us.
We're gonna meet Cal's parents now.
Let's talk.
It's the truth. Solvents Crossing season premiere Wednesday at 8/7 Central on the CW.
Defending control of this match.
There we go.
Charlie taking it to the NXT champion Open. See, it's one way of looking at it, but again, it's Charlie Dempsey who just able now trying to take down
So yeah, Charlie Dempsey's gonna get his ass kicked, and this one is essentially what's gonna happen here, I'm assuming.
switching back over, maybe looking for a triangle right here. Now it's Open trying to overpower. Off the mat, our official. Trying to take down Oba. And again, at 6'6", over 300 pounds, overpowering Dempsey. You do. Well, you want to talk about the landscape of NXT? Graves isn't Miles Moore. I wonder if the landscape is indeed shifting here in NXT. Potentially could be the case, and we have an opportunity to be a career-altering opportunity. Every time you have a chance to step in the ring here in NXT, it's a chance to attract the eyeballs of the WWE universe, to take your career to the next level. Everyone knows. Championship trick. Andrew will sign
There we
a
go.
title match contract. First time ever the TNA World title will be defended on WWE programming. It happens at Battleground. And Booker, how significant is that moment tonight going to be?
Definitely a moment. I gotta get back to this match right now. I'm looking at Charlie Dempsey. I'm watching his body weight. It's really
Let's say this something, you talk about Miles Border on the outside. Booker, do you think Charlie doesn't believe in Miles? Doesn't believe Miles is ready for the NXT championship?
All right, so the new LS11 product that has been dropped tonight. Say his name and he appears. I believe in ZRC. It only felt right to actually make this a real shirt. It only felt right to make this real. I will personally be getting myself one of the I Believe in ZRC shirts. I've already done it once. If I do it too many times, it becomes overkill. Let me edit it a little bit more because I'm gonna bump the price down on it because I haven't done that yet. So
I just looked up at Miles Moore from the monitor. It's still unreal to think that Ethan Page was able to slither his way into a match tonight to possibly have an NXT championship match of his own at Battleground with the right side. Because if Miles Moore becomes NXT champion at Battleground, he's going to put a very full schedule in his hands.
all right, I did a quick edit to it actually, just for the purpose of it looking better in an actual printed shirt. Give me a second and I'll show the small change. So the small change I made to it was I added a white border to the words. It's a very thin white border, but that'll make it pop a little more when you wear it. Alternatively, I could have just made I Believe in ZRC be white, I guess, but that way after the first wash, it won't be too faded. Yeah, like that's a good preview of it right there. Like that's kind of how it would look actually being worn.
You say this grown-ass woman, but you can't do anything wrong. And saying I'm little and I've lost everything and everyone, and everything that's really important to you. You're the worst kind. She's your friend, yeah? She's just gonna leave you because that's what friends do.
The truck thing. Well, I have to design something for that. Poor Tatum. Poor Tatum. Girl's going through it. Yeah, there'll be a big Drux shirt eventually. I just haven't decided what it's going to look like. I've been talking about doing it for years. I'll probably sit down and draw it one day soon.
A lot on the mind of this man. It might be good to unleash some anger. Yes, but Wesley.
Oh, Lexus King is on Evolve this week, huh?
About where you live across the country, you can earn points. Southern New Hampshire University.
I'm the first in my family to go to college. Nice to meet you is committed to your success. If you're thinking about going back to school, you can do it. Is a destination that
My oldest daughter, Janella, she came out like 2 days old. She had to have open heart surgery. All of a sudden, she's on 5 different medications. Me and the pharmacist got so.
Yeah, I want to make a big truck shirt. Doctor needs a new shirt. He hasn't had a new shirt in years. Quizmaster needs a new shirt. Or at least a slightly updated shirt. Because like this was Quizmaster's old shirt. Let me see if I can find it. Like, hold on. This was Quizmaster's first shirt. It was his hat, and then his hands holding Ray and I as marionettes, and it said, "Welcome to the circus. Let the fun begin." I think maybe that's a little much. I think maybe just the hat and glasses could work, or make the hat and glasses bigger, make Ray and I smaller, get rid of the catchphrase. Because I really like this design. Ray was a little hesitant about it because there's been some propaganda in the past that used like the Puppet Master stuff, but it's also just a tribute. Like, there's a lot of music albums that use this. But if I did that, it would I definitely need to redo myself a little bit. But I might just change it to just that. Something like that. But like this is new action for Circus of Chaos. Maybe. I'm gonna sneeze, by the way, just forewarning here. It's coming at least. We're gonna get an AEW commercial during NXT. Smart placement for Tony. But like this was the Doctor's shirt. Like I wear this on stream occasionally. For obvious reasons, I need to make a new shirt for him. I think the Union Jack on Time Rift was maybe a little too much. For reference, for anyone's like, yeah, this isn't a great design. I designed this when I was 16. I designed this almost a decade ago. But I still own this shirt. I wear it on stream occasionally. The Doctor needs a new shirt. Let's see. I should put just the LS11 Universe logo on a shirt.
time is running out.
for the St. Jude Dream Home giveaway. This home incoming could still be yours, built by the Providence Group, valued at $750,000. You could still land a new truck from Billy Howell.
This is Carnold's original. This is Carnold's last shirt that got made, part of Carnold's crew. And I do like this shirt a lot. I actually still really like it. He still wears it, actually, on Universe sometimes. I might do something new for him, though. And then... let's see. I never ended up releasing this one. This shirt went unreleased. This was going to be Xander number 5's new shirt during the Hardcore Scramble days. But it never got released.
Seems to be that you really do love raining on people's parade around here, huh? No, I really do, Ricky. I get immense pleasure in taking people's moments from them. To be honest, I thought you would have figured that out by now. I know I said that we'd be picking this up later, but Ricky, later's not right now. There's a championship match at Battleground that desperately needs all ego in it. So I can win the championship and afterwards restore balance in NXT. So you can go back to playing second fiddle to me. Good luck with that.
Number 1 contendership match, Paige Bourne, still to come live tonight. For Wesley and his crew, they are ready to make an impact.
Sometimes at a time where you have been patiently waiting long enough, and now it's time for the highlights. Listen to the top of NXT.
I had someone leave a pretty... I had someone leave a pretty shitty comment on WrestleLuigi today. Commented on my draft video being like, I stopped at 1 minute 45 because he already had two horrible takes. I watched that first minute and 45 seconds back. My takes, quote unquote, in that video, up to 1 minute and 45 seconds in, the only two opinions I gave were I said I didn't like the way that they did the draft, where you'd have just full rounds of people not swapping shows, so nothing really happened. I said I found that boring. And I called iShowSpeed annoying and said he was loud and obnoxious, then went, oh. As in like, oh, I just described myself. So, I responded to it. I probably shouldn't have given it the time of day, but I did respond for people to see what I did. Guy was like, stopped at 1:45 because he already made two horrible takes. I said I didn't like the format of shows redrafting people they already have, and found iShowSpeed loud and obnoxious. Before having a moment of, oh, I am also loud and obnoxious. If those two takes are enough to turn you away from my content, chances are we weren't going to get along anyway. Huh. So in case you've ever wondered what my life is like, ever wondered what being a YouTuber feels like, there you go. You get that from someone who's been on the platform, who's had an account for less than a month. I guess I could update the website today.
Hey, LS11 Universe! Welcome back to the future!
Like, I watched the episode. Because to myself, I just kept chuckling every time I saw, like, I kept chuckling every time I saw, like, when I saw Jakara Jackson, I was like, oh, someone that's not in the not on the channel anymore. And my assumption was Ray did that on purpose. Like, he knew that these people weren't really on his roster anymore, and since he's playing catch up with NXT, he was just like, oh, I'll just stick a loss to them. I was like, that's fair.
I'm either going to go timeouts or Ruben. They're known for their memorable when the door closes. So does the conversation.
And then Thea Hale showed up.
Looks like the soup of the day is tomato bisque.
But yeah, and then Oba Femi and Wolfgang. And so once again, I was like, oh. I was like, oh. And now Wolfgang. Another person that got released. But again, I think I realized the point of that was he was purposely picking people that have gotten released recently because them taking a loss doesn't really affect much.
Smokehouse barbecue sauce paired perfectly with that original filet. And that brown sugar bacon. Man, I'm getting hungry.
Your guest paid for their testimonial. No matter what kind of teeth you got brushed, Oral-B Electric cleans better with one simple touch. Oral-B's dentist-inspired brown brushes cleans them, and
Yeah, Oba got the win, called out Gunther. Yeah, and then Eddie Thorpe. Then Eddie Thorpe was on the show. I was like, oh, we're 3 for 3. And that was about the part where I finally started to get that that was the point. I was like, oh, I think he's doing this on purpose, actually. I was like, I think he's doing this because it's people who can take the loss without it really affecting much. Because they're all gone. It was a long day, for reference, so I didn't quite realize that was the point at first. But yeah, and then there was the tease for whoever that may have been a tease for. I will say the result of the main event 100% shocked me. Hammerstone beating Ricky Saints did shock me. Not in a bad way. I was happy for Hammerstone getting the win. It just factually, it shocked me to see Ricky Saints take the L.
It's not dog food. It's fresh fat. Real meat, real veggies for Peter. That's Peter. Shut down. You do make a pretty cute couple.
These four rolls more to last longer. It feels like the roll never runs out.
I hate it when that happens on stream. When that happens and I'm just like alone, that's fine. But when it happens on stream, people get worried about me. That's just sometimes my body has to remind itself that I'm still alive. Dumb as that sounds. Sometimes my body just has to remind itself it's alive. And so it does that through a little spasm. I'm good. That only happens when I'm just like disassociating and sitting like perfectly still. So also, it's weird. My beard looks thicker now than it did before I trimmed it short. Like, it's actually, like, darker than it was. I'm really focusing on growing the mustache part at this time. I want a mustache.
Graves is almost stunned here sitting next to me, wrestling recklessly falls to the floor. Graves got a little overconfident. He started talking before the job was finished.
And then we had the Wesley and Trey Miguel stuff to end up NXT. So I'm glad NXT is back. Glad Ray got it out. He's playing catch up. I think he was planning on doing like multiple episodes soon or something. I don't know that for sure. Do not take my word as gospel on that one. I do not remember. I think what I'm going to do tonight, first of all, I'm going to close out some of these files I don't need right now. Try and help Photoshop chill out a little. I think what I'm going to do tonight is I'm going to make the Elimination Chamber graphics tonight. That way I can edit the show tonight. Now, the question is, do I still have last year's template? I do. Do I use the same template I've been using for the last 3 seasons, though?
Resiliency that has made him a champion here in NXT before, and one day will make him a champion again. But we're trying to get what we got a championship.
Yeah, it does. Of course I know where the Rizzo safe house is.
Oh no. Stax knows where the safe house is.
We've not known each other for a long time. But a lot of people just see us. Yes, we'll still be in but die. Well, now I am. Think I'm gonna go pay Rizzo.
Lead off the distraction. Just pin Tony D'Angelo. D'Angelo's been up the same way.
Go, Tony D, go! Hello, Stephanie. Oh god, no, not her again. Okay, what was I gonna do? Okay, I'm gonna look at the graphics from last year. Alright, so like I said, I'm gonna work on the Elimination Chamber graphics tonight. Whoops. Yeah, I'm gonna finally use new graphics instead of using the same ones I've used for years now. God, it's still weird to think we're coming up to season 7. Like, guys, in barely 6 weeks, we're gonna be talking about season 7. And like, we're gonna be talking about the start of season 7 of the LS11 universe. What the hell? And just for those wondering, because I'm sure people are gonna ask, Elimination Chamber is in Perth this season. Just because that's the arena in the game, so it is in Australia. But that doesn't change what time it airs in LS11 Universe. I'm not gonna air it at fucking 3 a.m. to be realistic with it or whatever. Do we got any burning questions tonight? What do we want to talk about? Yeah, I released a video over on WrestleLuigi today for those that haven't seen it yet. Um, yeah, released a video that was just pitching 10 people, 5 men, 5 women to win Money in the Bank this year. I think it's a good video. I just not enough people have been watching it just yet. Like I made the kind of joke last week. Good to see OTM still exist, I guess. I'm kind of assuming Stephanie's going to drop the belt to Jordan and go up to main roster. Yeah, Tatum Paxley is going through it right now. Whoops. Shit, I realized. So I started doing this. I was like, all right, cool. Now I'll just grab the PNGs of everybody. part of me is almost tempted to just still do like graphics and stuff. Like, you know, it's like if I hadn't committed so hard, if I hadn't already committed so hard to the what am I saying here? If I hadn't already committed so hard to the change to full game renders for everything, I'd just been like, we'll just use game renders for the thumbnails, and that's it. But I'm like, if I'm doing it for the thumbnails, I should do it for the match graphics. I'm doing it for the match graphics, I should do it for the renders and everything else.
She was of the top DNA, DNA, and now DNA. And now she wants to awesome the town NXT.
No, she doesn't need to be in the Seth faction, Zach.
Yo te quiero decir algo, Jordan. Y te lo voy a decir en español.
Ah, Fatal Influence. I'm not used to their music. It's just JC and Fallon, though. No Jasmine in sight.
It must be nice to be on top of the world. I mean, everyone and their mom loves Stephanie Vicure, am I right, guys? Hell, you've been on top ever since you got here. You truly are one of a kind. But you see, that's exactly what's going to make your downfall that much sweeter. And sure, you were the infamous double champion. The NXT Women's North American Champion. And you and Fallon must both know what a great feeling it is to win that championship. Me? I can't relate. But since you did pin Fallon and beat her to win the North American Champion, she also beat Julia to become the NXT Women's Champion. So what's your point, JC? My point is that I don't think this is gonna last much longer. Well, I agree with you there. Is the NXT
Don't tease dissension and Fatal Influence. Come on now.
You definitely don't belong in. And just think about it. How ironic would it be if Fatal Influence were the ones to take that NXT Women's Championship off your hands?
Looks like the party just got bigger.
Yeah, there's Jordan.
To the NXT Women's Championship.
JC, Fallon, you two can't even get out of each other's way. So how are you out here talking about the NXT Women's Championship? I'm not here to save the day. I'm here to protect my investment, my opportunity. I have no good investment.
You see what I mean? I've destroyed friendships, and in the process, I've flipped this division upside down. And Fatal Influence is going to be past, JC. That was the past. Right, the past.
Get rid of the women's tag team titles.
What I was trying
No, I'm not gonna say that.
is you both
I like the women's tag titles' existence. They help get more people on TV. I don't think they should be. They get more women on TV specifically, and the women's division should be getting a lot of screen time anyway. They should be given equal screen time to the men. So I don't know. I'll push back on that.
don't like newbies, I will say, at least Stephanie has taken her opportunities and made them worth it.
Jordan failed last time, and she will fail again. Stephanie, a lot of growth can be made in a year. I will beat you by Battlegrounds and become NXT Women's Champion. And nothing, especially not Fatal Influence, is going to stop me. So if I can take care of you two again tonight, I will. for you, Stephanie? I'm gonna make 100% sure that you make it to Tampa in one piece.
Listen, it doesn't matter who walks out of Battleground with that title. They'll be right for the taking, and Fatal Influence will be the ones to do it.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna be the last person to ever say they should get rid of the women's tag titles. I'll die on that hill.
Clearly in no shape to be ringside for my match.
Let's go.
Listen, bro, I got this. Y'all get Charlie the medal. I'm gonna take care of it.
Yeah, you are.
I'm gonna take the title back. I'll see you.
I really hope Ethan Page doesn't take the title match away from him. I'll just be sad. Like, I'll just feel bad for Miles at that point. God, we're already an hour into the show. Wow. I gotta...
It's like all their apps and channels are.
That's it. Shows for these sports talking shows?
What's she talking about?
Well, how does DirecTV put all your favorite stuff on one home screen? Home channel content suggestions based on your watch history?
Mind control.
Yeah, once
Introducing genre tags.
once NXT goes off the air, I gotta get back to recording AEW. I got halfway through it.
You think they can swim? Well, they're pirates.
My kids can't hide anything from me. Especially when they've been using toilet paper that doesn't hold up. Charmin Ultra Strong has a dominant texture that's more durable. And it cleans better, so you can use less. Enjoy the dough with Charmin.
Many people swear they've had stuffed crust pizza from Domino's before, so we invited some of them to a little taste test.
Oh, that is the Domino's stuffed crust that you said you've had in the past.
What's the pizza?
Domino's has never made a stuffed crust pizza before.
I'm at a loss for words.
Until now, that is. Introducing Domino's first ever stuffed crust pizza. We didn't just stuff our crust with cheese. We used our delicious pan pizza dough and sprinkled garlic seasoning and parmesan on top. It's Domino's first ever stuffed crust pizza. Right for the first time tonight.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like getting Nate Man when you need the protection of that.
Hopefully not too fast, baby.
Right there. Please.
So don't settle for just any insurance when there's State Farm.
Oh, I get it. Voice of the
Nice try, sport. Vikings, I have returned.
Oh, you gotta see this.
One of 5 immersive worlds in Epic Universe, only at Universal Orlando Resort. NASCAR Xfinity Series on the AW, taking America by storm. These are the rules and the fun cars driving young hotshot driver. Race with nothing to lose yourself. These guys are here to shake up NASCAR. It's NASCAR Xfinity Series. Return Saturday, May 24th, live from Charlotte on the CW. Congratulations. We both should be very proud of yourself. You've earned the right to stand here. You both have earned the right to compete
So
this Sunday night in the finals of LFG.
the LFG finalists are on NXT right now.
To compete in the gets that NXT contract. Only one of you gets the opportunity to fight, wrestle, compete, entertain, in what I consider the best women's division in the entire wrestling business. And I'm sure the boss will back me up that one of you is going to have a giant bullseye on your back.
You two, fighting it out, see who's gonna come in and make an impact. You, good luck resting in our locker room. If you even think about coming from my spot, I'm gonna make the both of you wish you won another season of LFG.
Well, I'm going to put him in Sunday. It looks like you got your work cut out for you.
Oh, Tony G's taking a cameraman with him.
Go to the safe house, we need the wrist now. Gotta move around. Let's go.
Racing against time. The number one contender. That's Matt. As it could be this man in a matter of moments.
I swear, I love Ethan Page and all, but I swear if they just go back to him as number one contender again after doing something really cool last week.
Collide in GF Forum and Money in the Bank and Into Dome. Individual event tickets are on sale now via Ticketmaster. On Money in the Bank, premium live event, along with Worlds Collide. The next time NXT has premium live event is Battleground. Miles Moore earned the opportunity to challenge for the NXT Championship Memorial Day Sunday. He's putting that on the line here tonight, right now against Ethan Page. Graves is born brave or a little misguided tonight. Listen, I think Miles Moore is doing exactly what he has to do. This is classic all-ego. Ethan Page has to use your words, furthered his way into this opportunity to potentially become number one contender. But if Miles Moore wants to be taken seriously as number one contender, as potentially the next NXT champion, it can be your battle. You're ready to fight it, to stand up your own feet without someone watching your back all the time. And that's what Moore's looking to do tonight. Well, Booker, do you agree with Charlie and China with what Graves just said, that facing a former champion would be good for Miles Moore?
One thing I do agree with what Tom Gibson said. So, but I must tell you, this is going to be Miles Moore's toughest test to date.
And I would say this, Graves, you got to credit Charlie Dempsey to a certain point for wanting to push his teammates. Well, such as Miles Moore. Well, like what Booker just said, repeating what Charlie said, iron sharpens iron. Perhaps Charlie Dempsey knows what he holds with Miles more than you and I don't see. Charlie trained with Miles. Charlie knows him inside out. We're about to find out what Charlie knows. Change subjects here on you guys, but I'm a little worried for this everything going on. Certainly an ugly situation. You can see the panic in the eyes of the dog. See how this all unfolds. But right now it's about who will enter the battleground as the number one contender to open the championship. Become the number one contender for the NXT championship last week. Ethan Page and Sean Spears in the end. And that's what the ball said. What more though? Does Bourne need to prove? Did he have to prove something to himself? I mean, that's what I'm trying to understand. I was going to say, I think Miles Moore needs to prove it to himself and to the NXT fans, the WWE universe as a whole. He can believe in himself, but the world doesn't get.
First thing to get past that right here.
So it's been a busy night here. Our general manager has been at work, and we're understanding that again. This is now breaking news for Tedesco, our general manager. After all we just witnessed moments ago, we're going to have ourselves a tag team match later on tonight here at NXT. But this is about becoming the #1 contender at Battleground. And you just said Ethan Page did it faster than anyone. No, Ricky Saints came to NXT and won a championship faster than anyone. So I come to you and I go, Book, was Ricky Saints right with what he said about Ethan Page earlier, that he is selfish?
Let me tell you what, Ethan Page is the guy here that's about what we talk about all the time. We said earlier about chicks and championships. This guy that's about making history, creating a legacy in this business. And I think right now,
continuing to fight in this matchup, fighting for everybody as we heard earlier. Who was different? Who has a disability? That's an opportunity. Not only tonight, but if he gets faster, that might be one of the most inspirational tales in WWE history. However, Final 30s, the fight like he's fighting right now, because if tonight he may never sniff another championship opportunity in NXT. It's like you say, championship opportunities just don't grow on trees.
it's a great story, and Miles born to me, but like Corey said, you have to go out there and win because
God, this is one of the most stacked elimination chambers we've ever had in LS11 Universe, and just in terms of who all is in it. Like, on the men's side, you got multiple former world champions in there. Feels like it's one of those weird situations where the WWE title match, and I think it's one of those weird cases where because it's not main eventing WrestleMania this year, because the men's WWE title match is not main eventing WrestleMania this year, it does kind of become a point where it does feel like it could be anyone's game. Like, where it does feel like it could be anyone's game. Because there's not going to be any talks of like, oh, well, I couldn't see, Buddy Murphy main eventing WrestleMania Night 1. I couldn't see Nathan Frazier main eventing WrestleMania Night 1, Moose, LA Knight, Seth Rollins, etc., etc. So it does feel like a case of like, okay, yeah, Seth could win this, Knight could win this, Aldis could win this, Moose could win this, Nathan could win this, Buddy could win this. Literally any of the 6 could win it. And it would check out. It would make sense to people.
Yeah, I got that thing. What's this? You picked off from the fridge?
it's not going home. That's fresh pep. Real meat, real veggies, our boy June.
No disrespect, but what are we doing here?
Anybody ask your grandma?
Fresh pep. It's not dog food, it's food. Right off the like these people come here for you.
It took us a lot more personal than people realize.
I have to check if he's modded. Yeah, he is. Yeah, I'll admit, part of me did think about not going live tonight. Because I was kind of looking at it as like, I've got a lot of video stuff to do. I've got to get Elimination Chamber. I've got to get, I've got to get Elimination Chamber. I've got to get both member shows. and I got to get AEW done this week, and I got to get Raw done for next week. Next week's where it gets intense for me, because next week is when I'm going to be gone for 5 days, starting on Thursday. We leave for North Carolina for the convention. So it's like I gotta have. Fortunately, I don't have to have much done early. I just have to have the following week's Raw, and maybe like it wouldn't be too bad of an idea to get like it may not be a bad idea per se to get like.
Championship material. Listen, that's a fair opinion if you're all ego Ethan Page, because Ethan Page has walked the walk. Miles has yet to have that opportunity. But at the end of the day, Miles earned this opportunity. He outlasted 24 other superstars in a battle royal. Ethan Page has yet to like it, but he's got to respect it. And they now want to show the world that he earned it, that he deserves the opportunity. He's going to fight for it. And Page is one of the last to be eliminated. And whoa, hoisted up. And Miles Ford right now, stringing together some offense, getting it covered, and another near fall.
But yeah, so it's nowhere bad. Nowhere. It's. I will tell you all this. It is nowhere near as bad as it was for me for Christmas last year, where if you weren't in the Discord, either it's a mix of it's nowhere near as bad as it was for Christmas, and it's also nowhere near as bad as it was for Paris. Because, like, for those who don't know, my wife and I went to Paris a couple years ago at the start of 2023. But yeah, like, we were in Paris for the better part of 2 weeks. We were there for 10 days, I believe. Maybe 11 days. And in that time, that's when I was the one doing everything still. I was doing TNA. It was still Impact at the time. I was doing TNA. I was doing AEW. I was doing Raw. I was doing SmackDown. And I was doing LSWF all at that time. And we were getting back the day before Bound for Glory would have aired. I've got a picture of the checklist somewhere. And Miles Moore gets the dub. Nice. Like, let me see if I can find it real quick. I just want you all to see the checklist of what I had to do. That I had to do, like, in the space of 9 days before I left for Paris. I can probably find it just by going to my personal Twitter. I haven't touched it in over a year at this point. Or almost a year at this point.
Man, from WWE ID to Evolve to being in that battle royal last week. Man, I felt that passion, that NXT passion I've heard so much about. That's honestly the same energy I am trying to bring to Evolve every Wednesday night. Something. I'm not an NXT superstar. But hell, why not? I'm gonna throw this out there. Nothing to lose. Javon Evans. You know the roads I'm traveling on, the indies right now. You've walked in my shoes on this circuit. So, if you want to recreate some of that magic we had in the Battle Royal, Javon, it'd be an honor for me. Just let me know.
Let's see here.
Hey, bro, we too big of a star to learn up there with all the talent from the indies.
Hey, worry about me pickup lines? Never deal what I'm doing. Hey, bro, I don't be a Adonis, but she called me fine. This is natural playboy. By the way, didn't you main event stand deliver? Hell yeah. The Mandy boys don't deserve the time. I'm trying to tell these.
Okay, yeah, here it was. So, this was what my checklist looked like. Like, this is what all I had to do before Paris, okay? I had to do Raw, AEW, Impact, SmackDown, Scorched Earth Rumble, All Out, Raw, AEW. This was the day I was leaving. So that's already 8. Impact, SmackDown, 10. LSWF, Raw, AEW, Impact, SmackDown, 15. I was getting back on the 2nd. Knew I wasn't going to have any time to do anything on the 2nd. Because we actually didn't come back home till the 3rd. And then Bound for Glory and LSWF. And you can see January 24th is when I got everything done for all of this time. Because we were gone from the 25th through the 3rd. So we were gone for 10 days. And so you can see I started this on the 15th. So I had 10 days to get all this done. I started this right after I was at TNA. That meeting Joe Hendry at that point. Also, shout out to Matt Cardona, who said it was very nice to meet me when I told him that he was my idol when I was a kid.
Things were already so difficult for my mom when she was diagnosed with Alzheimer's. Then she developed agitation that may happen with dementia due to Alzheimer's disease. She started verbally lashing out, breaking things, wandering at night. These symptoms were a different kind of difficult. So we asked her doctor for
Cardona was super cool when I met him, by the way, for those wondering. He was super nice.
proven to reduce symptoms of agitation that may happen with dementia due to Alzheimer's disease. Elderly people with dementia-related psychosis have increased risk of stroke, fever, stiff muscles, and confusion, which can be led by or uncontrolled muscle movements, which may be permanent. High blood sugar can lead to coma or death, weight gain, increased cholesterol, unusual urges, dizziness on standing, falls, seizures, trouble swallowing, or sleepiness may occur. I'm glad I asked for help. Ask your loved one's doctor today about Insulti. Moments matter.
What you want to do is save hundreds with Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance. That's great, but can you ask your friend to stop digging into the green? I can ask. But he's not going to. Only pay for what you need. Liberty, 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 liberty.
Did you know 80% of women are struggling with hair damage, just like I was? Pantene Miracle Rescue Deep Conditioner with melting Pro V pearls. Locks in moisture to repair 6 tons of
Also, it doesn't matter to anyone but me. You'll all be happy to know that potentially this weekend I will be handling my roots that I keep complaining about on stream. Where I'm just like, God, my roots are looking rough. I'm intending to get that handled this week. I did not know Ray knew Japanese. I don't think he does. I think he used Google Translate. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. Like, I don't think Ray knows Japanese. I could be 100% wrong. Like, it could be one of those things where I didn't know Ray knew Japanese in the same way a lot of people don't know that I can speak a little bit of German.
You can get your own from Physicians Mutual. Easiest decision ever. It's real dental insurance. It's real affordable. Well, I think my work here is done. Wait, what? Hey, I heard you're retiring soon. You excited?
Get the Premier Dental Plan from Physicians Mutual Insurance Company, one of the easiest retirement decisions you can make. For a free information kit, call now. It helps cover over 400 procedures. Everything from cleanings and fillings to crowns and dentures. See any dentist you want with no deductibles and no annual maximum.
Well, I think my work here is done. Wait, what?
The Premier Plan from Physicians Mutual.
Which it does actually shock people when I do reveal I can I can string together like 2 sentences at a time in German sometimes. A lot of it is just kind of me piecing things together, because German is similar to English in a lot of ways. A lot of words are fairly similar.
Here at Xfinity, we want to do our part to keep one.
For the most part. Then there's words like glove, which in German is Handschuhe, which is hand shoe.
You get 5 years of reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment included.
Or pencil is Bleistift, so haben Sie eine Bleistift? I had to frequently tell people in German class growing up, ich habe keine Bleistift. Bleistift, not Stift. Ich habe keine Bleistift. Because of, because people would be constantly asking if they could borrow a pencil, and I would always just say I didn't have an extra one, because I knew I'd never see it again.
You always told me things like the die. Well, now I am.
Oh! Tony just got kneecapped. Oh, shit.
If you're the boss, I studied you. I know every move you're gonna make. Now look at you. A desperate dad with no family, no best friend, no direction. You're not the only one here with stroke. I humiliate you.
So I was going to enjoy the stream because you were saying the no. I was thinking about it. Hi, JT. No, I thought about taking the night off, but then I ended up not delivering today, so I was like, it'll be alright. Okay. I'm gonna need the camera to show her again. I think Thea Hale has like a massive bikini tan line. If so, poor girl. Also, speaking of poor girl, Tatum Paxley all on her own again. Tatum Paxley, one of those rare Def Rebel good themes. Yes, Thea does indeed have a tan line. I'm not judging, because if I took off my shirt, I've probably got a tan line. Far worse, but it did make me laugh a little bit. Get her, Thea.
To this match of one person issue, Thea Hale says she is here to take what was hers. And it starts maybe again here tonight, actually shifting weight, shoulders down, and a kick out still to come. Thea Hale, champion, signing here on NXT. As this matchup continuing, the pace started to pick up, and Thea square in the gut.
Being nasty right there. I'll tell you that.
I wonder maybe Thea shouldn't have walked through that doorway. Lost friends, lost a teammate, watching her best friend fly high on Raw. Congratulations, by the way, Lara about getting in that Women's Intercontinental Championship against Becky Lynch at Backlash. And Is Thea Hale still in control of this matchup? And, well, there's Jay Parker. Getting a good look at this matchup. Maybe the cover off the Instagram and kick out. That's because Thea
Thoughts on DLC for yearly raises? What? Oh. Oh, hold on. Sorry. That had to process in my brain there. Keep in mind, I'm running on old hardware up here sometimes. You know, it's kind of bullshit in a lot of ways. It does bother me in a lot of ways that, like, it's yearly releases and we got to pay extra every year for people who arguably should have been in the game day one. Like, Julia, Stephanie should have been in the game day one. I think people that, you know, maybe some people being DLC, I kind of understand, but I don't know. I feel like the sheer amount of DLC is maybe a little much sometimes.
big head from the right. Sleep comes back in. And another big spawner this time by Thea Hale. And Hale. Out of that elbow of Tatum passing for Thea Hale right now, look. She doesn't take a good one. What do you think about Chase U?
When you talk about teeth, and I'm not Thea Hale is where I am blocker. I'm not clean sleep or anything like that, but
teaching LFG finals this Sunday. How's that coaching experience?
balls to bed and balls to keep the team time. We take the whole thing. We win it in all. We can't shoot us, but you can't kill us.
Fastly looking to maybe pick up a victory here against Thea Hale. One face slide counter. And now look at Thea. Thea has used that Kimura to win so many matches. In her early part of her career, since her return, looking for another submission. This time, Tatum, very close to that bottom rope.
Yeah, I also spent a little time at QCC Fight Club as well, and I'm gonna tell you right there, they're hell of a good.
We go. Yeah, Thea Hale certainly has learned a thing or two. Shoulders down, ear fall. And Tatum certainly has grown, and to your point, has probably grown even more since leaving Chase University. There's the 51.
Even worse when you consider it's $100+ a year for a few characters that you don't want, that you do want, and then KSI is there too, yeah. Well, Thea Hale got the dub, sort of, I guess.
Stevie, that's exactly what you get when you try to play Captain Sale. They're right there. Oh, I'm not listening to any of y'all bitching. Y'all are just like Thea Hale. Anyways, Florida, what the hell was that last experience for therapy? Be threatened? Or are you just jealous of the soul? Look, Ronnie, I'm sorry. I didn't know that was gonna happen, but jealous, what are you talking about? We don't need to apologize to her. Kalani, I pinned you 1, 2, 3. Bitch all you want. Spear through the barricade or not. We run it back. The results don't change. Let's run it back then, next week. And when I beat you, I get a shot at Soul's North American title at Battleground. Yeah, alright. Bye, mommy. What? What are you looking at? What do you mean?
Well, this is going to be.
Oh boy, contract signing. It's backstage, so no Joe Hendry music video. I thought I was going to be in the ring. That's part of why I stayed live tonight. That's part of why I decided to go live tonight. I thought we might get a Joe Hendry concert. A little music video for Trick.
Next episode of NXT is presented by Progressive Insurance. Save when you bundle auto, home, and motorcycle insurance. Visit progressive.com.
There's a reason they don't call them clean bikes, am I right?
Well, it's taking place backstage, so probably neither of them.
You gotta start at the top and work your way down. Want me to do yours next?
From Oklahoma. They have to fill the silence.
The bathroom code's 9914.
Progressive can't protect you from becoming embarrassed, but we can protect your home and auto when you bundle with us.
You guys made a look into the river. Got that thing.
Yeah, I got that thing.
Throw it in the fridge. Oh, what's this? You keep dog food in the fridge? It's not dog food. It's fresh pet. We're meat, we're veggies. For my boy June. No disrespect, but what are we doing here? Anybody ask? You're at grandma's.
Fresh pet. It's not dog food. It's Swiffer Mouth Deluxe is made for small spaces. The upgraded strip has 75% more scrubbing power. And with the new locking head, fitting into tight spaces is simple. The all-new Swiffer Mouth Deluxe, the mother of all clean.
I'm just choosing to have Obafemi beat the hell out of all the celebrities. I'm just not going to use any of them. Like, I'm not going to waste my time. I don't have a point. I don't have a reason to. I know a lot of people are like, oh, just use it for nonsense. I don't need it. I got Tribute. Tribute makes its own slot. It's great. I'm never going to run out of slots with Tribute. Like, the odds of me using all 400 Tribute slots in the near future is slim to none. Miles of Julius Stebbing and Motor City are phenomenal. They really are.
Hey, this is Sarah Beth.
Yeah, the models for all the DLC characters do look great.
Bacon sandwich is that crispy brown sugar bacon. And the bun having that sweet taste to it. It's like scrumptious. I was thinking yes to this barbecue.
Real guests paid for their testimonial. This Charmin Ultra Soft Smooth Tear has wavy edges.
It's no ordinary square. Charmin Ultra Soft Smooth Tear has wavy perforations that tear so much better with more cushiony softness. Enjoy the go with Charmin.
I don't really like committing to things. I'm scared. But when Verizon announced that I could lock in a low price for 3 years, I mean, yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Can you hear me now?
Sherlock Holmes, you're my phone.
You need an assistant. Don't touch anything. Definitely do not speak.
I want justice for my mother's murder. My mother's sincere.
Just help me back.
The General Entertainment Authority, in cooperation with WWE, has announced that Night of Champions will be held at Kingdom Arena in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia on June 28th on a Saturday. Friday Night SmackDown from Kingdom Arena the night before on Friday, June 27th. This marks the first time SmackDown will be held in Saudi Arabia's capital. General ticket sale information at
Alright, Night of Champions on the 28th of June. Good to know, I guess. Tony D and Stacks at the Battleground show. Makes sense. Thoughts on the Julius, Stephanie, Alex Shelley, and Chris Sabin that are on Community Creations. I've not really looked at many of them, I gotta be honest with you.
Thank you both for being here for this historic Battleground contract signing. For the first time on a WWE PLE, the TNA
TNA World Championship is going to be on the line. A brand that just celebrated 23 years. And a title that's been held by the likes of AJ Styles, Kurt Angle, LA Knight, and Bubba Ray Dudley. And
What a weird list.
Took my opportunity. So you know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take what means the most to you. That's that TNA title. Should stay in the sweet spot. Let's get your flowers. Or you just the man at TNA. But they said they were going to battle royal. Well, if anyone should know, I bet Brit cannot take risks. Have the confidence to do more, to be more. It's you. But somewhere along the way, you forgot. Instead, bitch, about what you deserve or what you should have handed to bring on him to a 3-minute episode.
I don't care who did what. Security is right outside that door. Do not make me call them in here. Sit down, both of you, and sign this.
But TNA is the hottest it's been in years. And that's because every morning how we come, and my goal is to make this the biggest brand it can possibly be. It's me as the champion. I'm defending this against TNA wrestlers, NXT superstars, and I'm putting them down. Do you understand that next Sunday, the TNA World Champion will be on the line on a WWE PLE. You understand how big that is? Of course I know, Joe, because I'm in the match. This match will be historic because of me. And it's something you can realize, Joe. You are a social media sensation. Trick Williams is bigger than NXT. I'm bigger than TNA, and I'm bigger than both of them combined. Damn it, I'm Hollywood Trick. I don't have to tear you down or mess with what you believe. Because the truth is, every man has his 15 minutes of fame. Except Trick Williams. Next Sunday, I'm gonna take your fame. I'm gonna take your title. Then I'm gonna take your brand.
Rick, enough.
Appreciate it, babe.
I think Joe's gonna win.
It's more confident than Trick Williams. Let's talk about it. Something I've said though. Yes, you made a vetted stat and deliver back-to-back years. So this isn't the biggest match of your career. But it is the most important. Because you're at crossroads. There's no pathway for you back to the NXT championship and after having you for this. But the TNA World title was raised well. The number one superstar has no pathway to gold. And that's when the dead creeps in. And you fight that. It's as your star goes to the top. So if anyone
Oh, I'm torn on it though.
to expire, it's Trick Williams.
Now I gotta look. Is that the same signature? That's the same signature he does on his autographs.
Even for children with moderate to severe eczema.
Yeah, we're doing Oval versus Gunther. It's not like you're bringing a car, but you're so dead. Oh, I'm excited for it. Yeah, he's all man.
Make a ride go smoothly. And make a smile stretch ear to ear. Dupixent can help your child stay ahead of eczema with clearer skin and noticeably less itch. But a touch is all in good fun. Dupixent helps block a key source of inflammation inside the body that can cause eczema to help cool your child's skin from within. Severe allergic reactions can occur. Get help right away for face, mouth, tongue, or throat swelling, wheezing, or trouble breathing. Tell your doctor of new or worsening eye problems like eye pain, vision changes or blurred vision, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma or other medicines without talking to your doctor. Dupixent, the #1 prescribed biologic by dermatologists and allergists. Help your child feel the heal and see the difference. Reach out to your child's eczema specialist today.
Welcome to the Hollow Tree, where since the dawn of magic, we baked EL fudge cookies deliciously designed. Fudge on a biscuit, that looks delicious. Introducing our new EL fudge chocolate vanilla.
The drama between me and Chase. I don't know if it's drama. Just trying to help the guy get back on his feet.
Having insurance has been the same as having State Farm. It ain't big.
That's our goal.
Here at Xfinity, we want to do our part to keep one thing the same, with a 5-year price guarantee on our internet. So no matter how your other thoughts change, you get 5 years of the most reliable Wi-Fi, with our best equipment included, for a price that stays exactly the same.
The Atlanta Transfer Surprise Squad.
Love is a powerful weapon when you go for somebody that comes out to play.
Making a difference points surprise.
You show love to people that are giving every single day.
Sponsored by United. It's your partner and your best friend. I didn't want him. That's my brother. They got pissed off because we kept losing, but yeah, I just wish I didn't push him away. Whatever you need. Thank gosh, brother. Thanks, guys. You don't appreciate what you have until it's gone.
Oh boy, more Sean Spears on my screen.
Your best friend will still be here. It's probably not in Adora, him too. That's a lot to you. Spears, not the time, man. Friends, when it comes to relationships, you're a cancer. You should probably change that before it consumes you. And you have no choice to talk stuff. Bro, I have a lot on my mind. You should messed up. But I do got a really good idea on how to clear my head.
You texted me like 50 times separately, so what's going on?
Ava, Chase you is back in full force. It's time to give the ball a bro, you know what I'm saying?
I fear that I don't.
Look at what's trying to say. We don't care who our opponents are, where they're from, what they do. But we're trying to get you to listen.
I think you guys are right. Next week you can have your debut tag team match.
That is
What's going on?
Okay, Andre Chase in the tracksuit's looking good. Poor Chase you. Okay, next week's when we get the concert. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, next week we get the concert. Oh, and we get a Trick Williams rap next week. Honestly, Tracksuit Chase is a hell of a look. Like, I don't typically agree with Ava on much. I find Ava quite robotic, personally. But her saying that the new look is serving, I agree. It is indeed serving.
But right now, guys, it is a main event time on NXT. Champion, which goes one-on-one with her partner here tonight.
I am fortunately almost done with the graphics for Elimination Chamber, which means that I can actually edit that tonight. Granted, I'm not going to edit it tonight. I'm not going to be editing it tonight because I'm not going to be editing it tonight because I have to finish recording AEW tonight, as much as I really don't want to. Like, I do not have it in me to record tonight, but also I don't want AEW to be late. And if I don't record it tonight, it is going to be late because I'm leaving early in the morning to go to work. And won't be home in time to finish it and get it out by 5. And I do want to at least try and get it out at a decent time for members so that the early access actually still exists. I'm doing my best. It's been a busy few weeks.
She sits atop the best women's division in the game. Why are you fanning yourself? For opponents to team, but wonder how awkward truly is.
Sometimes, it's a message, man. We're gonna rock that with like I said, there it is, a paycheck. At the end of the day, when we wonder how this thing will play out.
Essentially, certainly didn't rise earlier. Graves, as you put it, prepared to look Jordan Tracer in the eye and said, I am not your investment. But a big clubbing clothesline by Grace, followed by another. And she's just looking around, focusing right at the champ. He's looking back to the front. Time to get cute. Oh, he moves tagging from the outside. The dog getting to come to the ring with a high cross body.
Ava Rain is your future wife. Okay, sure, pal.
This woman shows up to work her heart out night after night. Look at this athleticism. They just got chopped by Fallon Henley, and it's time to look at tonight's NXT recap presented by Progressive. You never discount Fallon Henley for North American champion. All right, Casey Jane and Fallon have run things around for quite some time. So Roxanne Perez, Julia Fox,
Huh. They're still really... Oh, wait, no, there it is. I was going to say, there still aren't, like, really good, like, matchup renders for the tag titles, but no, there are. Also, Ray and I were talking about it, and I was talking about it in the disciplinary committee today. This WrestleMania is going to have the biggest number match card we've ever had. And before anyone asks what the number is, I don't have the exact number because I don't know how many matches Ray is doing. I will just tell you that between my matches and the matches that are collaboration matches, like the Money in the Bank ladder matches, the Battle Royals, and some other stuff that we've been like co-producing together, across the 2 nights we are already pushing over the 20 match mark across WrestleMania's night 1 and 2, counting both pre-shows. Yes, Zach, bigger than 3. Bigger than WrestleMania Season 3. Make the number 6 times. Fuck no, man. We're not doing, like, as nice as that would be, we're not doing a 69 match card. The World Cups aren't even that many matches, and those show... And the World Cup is 63 matches, and putting all 63 of those matches together comes out to 10 hours.
Get your slip-ins or fit sneakers. Just step in and go. Having for airport security will be a breeze. Plus, this style arcade comes in so many stylish colors.
Hey, look, they got one of DirecTV's new genre packs. I think you mean it. Yeah. Now that I'm hairless, and just the TV pick up. The TV pick up. You get the picture. You'll see visible results in 1 hour and dead weeds in 1 day. And it's safe for use around people and pets. Spruce, the new hard-working, worry-free weed and grass killer.
Welcome to the Hot Tree. Where's the dawn of magic? We baked PL fudge cookies deliciously delivered. Fudge on a pastry that looks delicious. Introducing our new PL fudge chocolate vanilla cookie.
Whew. Alright. It looks like I'm going to be able to just barely get the match card done before wrapping up stream. So that's good. Again, I still really don't want to do the last... I've only got 2 matches and 2 segments left to do. But they're both big. One of them's a big match, and it's a big segment. One of them's a big 6-man tag match, and the other one's a big segment. So I'm just like, I know it's going to be a lot of work. Thoughts on No One Will Survive returning? When did it return? When did it ever go away? It came back when Ciampa came back when No One Will Survive when he came back from injury in 2023. Or late 2022, early 2023. Whenever it was. Oh, mid 2023 when he came back and attacked Miz. He came back and so that was almost 2 years ago, Doug. And I've made plenty of jokes about it. I popped big for it. I used the Rigby boombox meme about it.
It could be a big moment in the matchup with Grace is able to get back to the square circle, make the tag into it comes the charge. Grace up when she sees a healthy respect between champion and challenger. And Jordan Grace will turn it into one woman working free.
I don't know. This always goes interestingly when JT says thoughts on the song that goes. I don't know what song that is.
And I mean, that was close. Looking at Stephanie McCarron on the far side of the ring. She hasn't even pulled herself back to her feet. Jordan Grace right now has to realize maybe for the next few minutes she's going to be going at this by herself. And I think that's just what she likes. Having McCarron on the outside, as you pointed out earlier, Grace, the champion on the outside.
Yeah, based on just how my night has gone and the kind of mood I'm in right now, I probably shouldn't have gone live tonight, quite honestly. It's been a fairly mid episode of NXT.
The investment. She's trying to protect Stephanie. She wants that championship match, but man, she has thrown herself literally to the wolves. What a chicken dance. The champion. Their turn. Jason Jane knows the foul. They're looking to capitalize. They put Jordan Grace in position. After bonus Grace, they take one takedown. And now in the Grace.
And Jordan Grace with the win.
She said she was going to protect her investment, and she certainly did that. Did the juggernaut. Which the camera proclaimed, when an unstoppable force meets the devil will always win. Let's go back to some of the action in this matchup was what's going to take place in Tampa on Sunday, May 25th. Is NXT Women's Champion.
All right. Cool. Guess that's it for the show. I mean, there's 2 minutes left in the show, but I assume it's going to go off air here in a second. I don't see any big plot twists happen. They're just running through the card for Battleground next weekend, which I hate that I'm not going to be able to do the watch along for, but I'm going to be out of town, and I'm not going to do a watch along from a hotel room. As much as I'm sure JT's about to try and tell me to.
For history, for the first time ever, the TNA Championship will be defended on the WWE Premium Live event. TNA champ Joe Hendry looks to try to make a believer out of Trick Williams.
The last one was so good. The last what? The last... I've never done a hotel watch along, right? I don't think I have. Oh, we are getting a cold ending. Something's happening. Oh, Ethan Page attacked Ricky Saints again. Alright then.